Aardwolf. Scientific name, Protels cristatus. How the aardwolf got its name. The aardwolf Protels cristatus is an insectivorous species of hyena, native to East and Southern Africa. Its name means, earth wolf, in Afrikaans and Dutch. It is also called the Manhar jackal, Afrikaans for Maine jackal, termite-eating hyena and civet hyena, based on its habit of secreting substances from its anal gland, a characteristic shared with the African civet. Some information on the aardwolf's scientific name. The aardwolf is generally classified with the hyena family Hyenidae, though it was formerly placed in its own family Protelidae. Early on, scientists felt that it was merely mimicking the striped hyena, which subsequently led to the creation of Protelidae. Recent studies have suggested that the aardwolf probably diverged from other hyenids early on. How early is still unclear, as the fossil record and genetic studies disagree by 10 million years. The aardwolf is the only surviving species in the subfamily Protellinae. There is disagreement as to whether the species is monotypic, or can be divided into subspecies P. circa cristatus of southern Africa and P. circa septentrionalis of East Africa. The generic name Protels comes from two words both of Greek origin, protos and teleos, which combined means complete in front, based on the fact that they have 5 toes on their front feet and 4 on the rear. The specific name, cristatus, comes from Latin and means provided with a comb, relating to their mane. Description of the aardwolf's appearance. The aardwolf resembles a very thin striped hyena, but with a more slender muzzle, black vertical stripes on a coat of yellowish fur, and a long, distinct mane down the midline of the neck and back. It also has 1 or 2 diagonal stripes down the fore and hind quarters, along with several stripes on its legs. The mane is raised during confrontations to make the aardwolf appear larger. It is missing the throat spot that others in the family have. Its lower leg, from the knee down, is all black, and its tail is bushy with a black tip. The aardwolf is about 22 to 31 in long, excluding its bushy tail, which is about 11.8 in long, and stands about 16 to 20 in tall at the shoulders. An adult aardwolf weighs approximately 15 to 22 lb, sometimes reaching 33 lb. The aardwolves in the south of the continent tend to be smaller, about 22 pounds, than the eastern version, around 31 pounds. This makes the aardwolf the smallest extant member of the Hyenidae family. The front feet have 5 toes each, unlike the 4-toed hyena. The skull is similar in shape to those of other hyenas, though much smaller, and its cheek teeth are specialized for eating insects. It does still have canines, but, unlike other hyenas, these teeth are used primarily for fighting and defense. Its ears, which are large, are very similar to those of the striped hyena. As an aardwolf ages, it will normally lose some of its teeth, though this has little impact on its feeding habits due to the softness of the insects that it eats. Where you can find the aardwolf. Aardwolves live in open, dry plains and bushland, avoiding mountainous areas. Due to their specific food requirements, they are found only in regions where termites of the family Hodotermitidae occur. Termites of this family depend on dead and withered grass and are most populous in heavily grazed grasslands and savannas, including farmland. For most of the year, aardwolves spend time in shared territories consisting of up to a dozen dens, which are occupied for 6 weeks at a time. There are 2 distinct populations, one in southern Africa, and another in East and Northeast Africa. The species does not occur in the intermediary Miombo forests. An adult pair, along with their most recent offspring, occupies a territory of 0.39-1.54 square miles.
How aardwolves protect themselves and their dens.
If their territory is infringed upon, they will chase the intruder away for up to 1,300 feet or to the border. If the intruder is caught, which rarely happens, a fight will occur, which is accompanied by soft clucking, hoarse barking, and a type of roar. Aardwolves are not fast runners, nor are they particularly adept at fighting off predators. Therefore, When threatened, the aardwolf may attempt to mislead its foe by doubling back on its tracks. If confronted, it may raise its mane in an attempt to appear more menacing. It also emits a foul-smelling liquid from its anal glands. Their behavior and mating habits. Aardwolves are shy and nocturnal, sleeping in burrows by day. They will, on occasion during the winter, become diurnal feeders. This happens during the coldest periods as they then stay in at night to conserve heat. They are primarily solitary animals, though during mating season they form monogamous pairs which occupy a territory with their young. The majority of incursions occur during mating season, when they can occur once or twice per week. When food is scarce, the stringent territorial system may be abandoned and as many as 3 pairs may occupy a single territory. The territory is marked by both sexes, as they both have developed anal glands from which they extrude a black substance that is smeared on rocks or grass stalks in 0.20 in long streaks. Aardwolves also have scent glands on the forefoot and penile pad. They often mark near termite mounds within their territory every 20 minutes or so. If they are patrolling their territorial boundaries, the marking frequency increases drastically, to once every 160 feet. At this rate, an individual may mark 60 marks per hour, and upwards of 200 per night. An aardwolf pair may have up to 10 dens, and numerous species middens, within their territory. When they deposit excreta at their middens, they dig a small hole and cover it with sand. Their dens are usually abandoned aardvark, springhare, or porcupine dens, or on occasion they are crevices in rocks. They will also dig their own dens, or enlarge dens started by springhares. They typically will only use 1 or 2 dens at a time, rotating through all of their dens every 6 months. During the summer, they may rest outside their den during the night and sleep underground during the heat of the day. What the aardwolf eats. The aardwolf feeds primarily on termites and more specifically on trinerviterms. This genus of termites has different species throughout the aardwolf's range. In East Africa, they eat Trinerviterms betonianus, in Central Africa, they eat Trinerviterms rhodesiensis, and in Southern Africa, they eat T. trinervoids. Their technique consists of licking them off the ground as opposed to the aardvark, which digs into the mound. They locate their food by sound and also from the scent secreted by the soldier termites. An aardwolf may consume up to 250,000 termites per night using its long, broad, sticky tongue. They do not destroy the termite mound or consume the entire colony, thus ensuring that the termites can rebuild and provide a continuous supply of food. They often memorize the location of such nests and return to them every few months. During certain seasonal events, such as the onset of the rainy season and the cold of midwinter, the primary termites become scarce, so the need for other foods becomes pronounced. During these times, the southern aardwolf will seek out Hododerms mossambicus, a type of harvester termite active in the afternoon, which explains some of their diurnal behavior in the winter. The eastern aardwolf, during the rainy season, subsists on termites from the genera Odontoderms and Macroterms. They are also known to feed on other insects, larvae, eggs, and, some sources say, occasionally small mammals and birds, but these constitute a very small percentage of their total diet. They use their wide tongues to lap surface foraging termites off of the ground and consume large quantities of sand in the process, which aids in digestion in the absence of teeth to break down their food. Unlike other hyenas, aardwolves do not scavenge or kill larger animals. Contrary to popular myths, aardwolves do not eat carrion, and if they are seen eating while hunched over a dead carcass, they are actually eating larvae and beetles. Also, contrary to some sources, they do not like meat, unless it is finely ground or cooked for them. The adult aardwolf was formerly assumed to forage in small groups, but more recent research has shown that they are primarily solitary foragers, necessary because of the scarcity of their insect prey. Their primary source, Trinerviterms, forages in small but dense patches of 9.8–39.4 in. While foraging, the aardwolf can cover about 0.62 miles per hour, which translates to 5.0-7.5 miles per summer night and 1.9-5.0 miles per winter night. Aardwolf breeding behavior. The breeding season varies depending on location, but normally takes place during autumn or spring. In South Africa, breeding occurs in early July. During the breeding season, unpaired male aardwolves search their own territory, as well as others, for a female to mate with. Dominant males also mate opportunistically with the females of less dominant neighboring aardwolves, which can result in conflict between rival males. Dominant males even go a step further, and as the breeding season approaches, they make increasingly greater and greater incursions onto weaker males' territories. As the female comes into estrus, they add pasting to their tricks inside of the other territories, sometimes doing some more in rivals' territories than their own. Females will also, when given the opportunity, mate with the dominant male, which increases the chances of the dominant male guarding his cubs with her. Copulation lasts between 1 and 4.5 hours. Gestation lasts between 89 and 92 days, producing 2 to 5 cubs, most often 2 or 3, during the rainy season, November-December, when termites are more active. They are born with their eyes open, but initially are helpless, and weigh around 7.1-12.3 ounces. The first 6 to 8 weeks are spent in the den with their parents. The male may spend up to 6 hours a night watching over the cubs while the mother is out looking for food. After 3 months, they begin supervised foraging, and by 4 months are normally independent, though they often share a den with their mother until the next breeding season. By the time the next set of cubs is born, the older cubs have moved on. Aardwolves generally achieve sexual maturity at 1.5 to 2 years of age.